So, good evening to one and all. On behalf of management of St. Mother Teresa Engineering College, principals, principal, HOD, staff and students, I welcome all of you for the session on design thinking, critical thinking and innovation design. The today's resource person is Dr. E.K. Girisan sir, who is Associate Professor and Head of Department of Computer Technology, the Sri Krishna Aditya College, Coimbatore. He has earned his BSc, MBA, MCA as well as MPhil and PhD degrees. He has more than 20 years of 22 years of experience in teaching computer science courses in various institutions and has also rich research experience about 15 years. He has guided 20 MPhil scholars and presently guiding 2 PhD scholars also. He is a lifetime member of Computer Society of India and received active participation award during 2016 and 17. 2016 and 17. He has also received an award on Teachers Day from Global Vision Infocon Services. Further, Further, he has received grants from UGC InPibli.net for conduct of national seminar. He has been invited guest speaker in various colleges. Besides, he is a well-known speaker of innovation, critical thinking as well as design thinking. So, we are happy to have such a resource person for our webinar today. Thank you, sir. The session is now yours. Wait a minute, sir. I will stop my presentation. Oh,
I suppose all the participants are mostly from engineering background, and I presume that all of you know what is design thinking because it's not a new subject. As you all know that design thinking was introduced in the Western countries, universities a very long time, and the government of India under the Ministry of Education is taking several steps to improve the innovative practices among the students. So, in that manner, the MOE has come up with various measures like the uh, hackathon programs and the NISP and things like that. So, every college in India, every higher education institution in India is a part of that IIC, Institutions Innovation Council, which gives leads to the entrepreneurship, the skill of the students, the startup skills, like that. So, since we have to move from our economy, we have to go march forwards towards achieving a very good economy. The government is doing like that. So, as part of that, upon the invitation of Mr. Ayappan Srinivasan sir, I have been asked to take a session on the innovation. That is, what are the things that leads to innovation, particularly the design thinking. So you may all be aware that design thinking, as I told, is not a new concept, which has been there for a long time. And the colleges, the institutions in India have started practicing this, and in some of the universities we have got in the syllabus also. So design thinking, everybody knows that what is thinking. What do you mean by thinking? Thinking means the cognitive power, what we have in your mind or in the brain, you may call. And that we have got nerve cells called as the neurons, which make us to think. So why do we think? The question is, why do we think? So we have a problem. It may be a very small problem or it may be a big problem, and you start thinking. So there the process of thinking begins. So when we say thinking, there are several types of thinking. Some of us may think to solve a problem based on the logic, and some of us may think to solve the problem based on imagination. So we can classify the thinking as convergent thinking and divergent thinking. So, for example, space explorations. We have. Wait a minute. I'll share the screen for your. So thinking is a never-ending process. As we are all human beings, we start thinking from whenever we are born. Our neurons get activated, and we start thinking. And gradually, we develop the process of thinking to solve the problems. So there are several problems before us, depending on the person, depending on the organization. The problem may vary. I've got a problem. You got a problem. Everybody's having a problem. So in order to solve the problem, how do we apply the steps to solve the problem? So it depends on the person and the organization. So those are all the things that are related to individual thing. Now, design thinking is a concept where we have been using it for innovation. Everyone knows that there is a large difference between invention, innovation, and discovery. So you know that invention is a new product, maybe a process in the service industry, or if it is a product, it may be in a manufacturing industry. But innovation needs some certain concepts like the process of design thinking, which involves several steps, which I'll be telling you later. So, what is design thinking? Now, you have a problem before us. What is a problem? Something that has to be solved. If we have a problem, we have to solve the problem. So, we can classify the problems as known knowns. That is, you know the problem and you know how to solve it. Suppose uh, that is understandable. And there is other kind of problems which is called as the known unknowns. You know the ways to find out how to solve the problem. You have the problem, and you also know the ways to find how to solve the problem. This is another kind. There is another kind of big unknowns which is called as the blind spots, where you don't know how to solve the problem because you don't know the root cause of the problem. So this is where there are plenty of steps in design thinking is applied, and naturally we get a new viable product out of this. All companies, most of the companies today are having the design thinking concepts, and they have improved their business a lot. And this is the concept. This is what the core, the crux of the thing. That is, every individual or an organization is having problem. Every day we are solving the problems and trying to get a remedy for that. So design thinking is applied to the problems where uh, how to improve the business, how to generate more revenue. I'll tell you in the later part where many companies have applied the concept of design thinking, and they have improved their business and increased their revenue. So what is design thinking? So as a definition, design thinking is a set of cognitive means where you apply your mind, strategic and practical procedure here means which can be implemented, which can be used. It is not imaginative, used by the designers in the process of designing, and to the body of knowledge that has been developed about how people reason when engaged with the design problems. You have a problem before us, and how do we engage? How do we apply our mind? How do we practically view the problem and apply some points or steps which where you can solve the problem? As I said, the blind spots. So, okay. Now there are several types of thinking, as I said, and your if you take, this is the brain, and you have the back part of your brain where it helps you to think laterally. Lateral thinking is, all of you know that it is an out of the box thinking. So as I said earlier, two types of thinkings. One is divergent thinking, where you apply the imagination. You just imagine. For example, for space exploration, when the Wright brothers invented the aircraft, they were thinking about divergent thinking, which nobody has thought during that period of time. Then convergent thinking is where we apply the logic. This is called as the critical thinking. Critical thinking, you have a problem before you. How do you solve the problem? Using the logic. So every problem there will be a logic. So that kind of solving the problems is critical analysis and critical thinking, where you solve the problem. And lateral thinking, where for example, when you have an aptitude exam and you have the conventional mathematics steps, but you need not apply that, but you get the solution by applying the lateral thinking, which is out of the box thinking. So this is what the general terms of thinking is. So in this topic, what we are going to see is what is design thinking, how does it help in innovation, things like that. Okay, so there are several differences between or misconception between innovation, invention, discovery, creativity, etc., etc. Innovation is what is innovation? You have a product before us, but the product is not saleable. It is not generating the revenue as expected. So what happens is you apply some techniques or methods so that you redefine it and make the product more reachable to the customers and improve the revenue. So this is as far as the product is concerned. In this way, we are applying some practical ideas, which results in generating the new product or new goods or new services. So this design thinking process will be helpful for our innovation. Now, if you take invention, invention is what? It is a novel idea, that is, or novel thing or unique thing, which is having, which may be a method, which may be a process, which may be a new idea which has not been generated earlier, and that will be helpful for manufacturing a product or developing a process. So that may be a new concept which we call it as invention. Creativity is also linked with all this invention and innovation. Creativity is you apply the imaginative things, imaginative ideas, and making it into reality. This is what creativity is. Everybody, as some will say that we have a creative mind, so they will have the imaginative or thinking capacity, so that they'll think and generate idea and make it into reality. Discovery is something which is not at all been found earlier, and you recognize that or find that in a which is not earlier, which you find it new. A new thing which is coming up is said to be the discovery. This is the basic. Some of us are confused. Even I was confused. What is the difference between invention and innovation? So there is in fact a difference between both this invention and innovation. I'll make it larger. Okay. Now the design thinking process helps us in innovation, particularly in innovation, and we get more, as I said earlier, more revenue for a company or improvement in your business, etc., when you apply the concept of design thinking. Okay. Now, what are the skills that are required for a student? Earlier in the 20th century, 21st century, the beginning of the 20th century, we had several kinds of life skills which everybody was looking at. So we had creativity, people management, service orientation, etc. But today, in 2023, we have more improved version of that. Every company or every organization has to apply the concept of design thinking, critical thinking, creative thinking, and people management, etc., in order to sustain in the industry. Otherwise, they will be running out of the business. We have seen several examples. I'll cite you in the later part. I'll cite several examples where the companies, organizations which have moved out of the run because they didn't have these kind of skills. Okay. Now, what is design thinking? We'll see the definition of design thinking. As you might all know that design thinking is not a specific, there is no convention that we have to follow these steps and apply that, because it is, and one more thing, it is it is non-linear. There are 5 important steps in our design thinking. One is empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. So what is the meaning for all these things? Empathize means you have a problem. As I said, there are 3 kinds of problems. Knowns, that means you know what is the problem and you know how to solve the problem. So there is no need for design thinking. And you know the ways to, you have the problem, you know the ways to find the solution. There also there is no need for thing. The third thing is you don't know, you have the problem, but you don't know how to solve them because the root cause you do not know. So there we only the problem, the concept of design thinking comes. So when that is the case, we have the 5 steps of design thinking, which is termed as empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. So what is the meaning for this empathize? Empathize means you go to the root cause. If you have a problem, you analyze what is the problem and go to the root cause and find out from the users of that particular product or service and get their know their understanding. What is the problem actually? So understanding the user or customer, what is the problem, how we have to do it, and how to analyze that, just going to them directly. So as I said, it is not non-linear, it is non-linear. You need not have the thing. There is no customized thing. There is no need to follow the order. For example, if you take a company, there are several departments: production department, sales department, marketing, etc. In design thinking, all the members will be from all the departments. They may be from marketing, sales, production, etc. Because they have to go to the people and try to know what is their real problem. I'll tell you an example. You know, this design thinking as was introduced by Western countries more than a decade back. Now in India, there are several companies which are using the concept of design thinking. Let us take that Paytm into our mind. Paytm, all of you know the Paytm and the Google Pay, everybody knows. So Paytm, what was the problem? Paytm was a that is online payment system where everybody who is having that mobile phone, Android or Google, Apple mobile phone, they can just pay the money through the click of a thing. Just by clicking it, clicking the app, you can just pay. So that is okay. But what happens to the common man? Suppose I am a street vendor, I don't have the facility. So, but the Paytm company wants to reach to the street vendor also. So when you take a company, the customer may be a small person or a big person, or it varies. So what they did was, it happened really that Paytm owner went to the streets of the particular city and was asking with the customers, that is the users who are using the Paytm, that is vendors, that onion merchant or tomato merchant, etc., why they were not using the Paytm. They said that, sir, when we use the Paytm, we do not know how the money came into our account, etc. So they started the process of design thinking. The Paytm owner has called all the employees, that is from various departments, to find out what is the real problem of the user. That is the situation where we get they empathize, they understand the people's problem. This is the first step in our in our design thinking. Second thing is, after understanding the problem, what you have to do? We have to define the problem. What is the user need? How to if I define in such a way that how they will use it. So they started defining the problem by knowing what are the challenges, by knowing the user needs, and by detailing what is the exact problem. So what is the exact problem here? The Paytm vendor, that is the merchant, the roadside merchants, they are not using Paytm. They were not using. Now they are using, but earlier they were not using. So they were saying that, sir, we do not know the money is credited in our account, etc. So they defined. The Paytm company defined that the problem. This is the problem. Okay, so they are not knowing what is whether the account, the money has been credited in their account or not. So the problem statement has been defined from the understanding. So first, understanding the problem is is important. Then define the problem. There should be the problem must be defined clearly. Then the third step is generating the ideas. How to solve the problem. So several persons were saying, sir, this is the method, this is way we can send a SMS. The Paytm example I'm saying, we can send a SMS, we can give a missed call. Like that, they were getting many ideas. But what is the potential idea? What is the viable idea? For example, I am a street vendor. I want to know whether 10 rupees or 5 rupees has been credited into my account. So what is the potential idea? If I get a voice message, 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 50 rupees has been credited. So then I am satisfied. I need not check my account every time when I sell my product. I am a street vendor. You take the lowest strategy, lowest vendor you take. So this was applied. So idea was generated from various peoples through collaboration. So this is a collaborative work. It is not a individual department work or individual person's work. This is a collaborative. That is where the success of design thinking. So it was a collaborative work. Then one person might have said that, sir, when they get the voice message, it will be okay. The vendor might be knowing that 10 rupees has credited, etc. So that was finalized. So this is the step where we generate more and more ideas and reach to a particular idea or reply or answer where it is 100% matching to the problem. So this is the thing. Now after that, after the third step, what we have got we have got the solution. What is the solution for this Paytm? That if somebody gets the voice message, some 10 rupees credited, 20 rupees credited, if I get a voice message, then okay, the vendor is satisfied. So what they do is, so this is not an easy step. This idea was generated by having a collaborative sessions, brainstorming sessions, and from various people, not only from, as I told, not only from one person, from various departments, various sections of a company. So here the process involves critical thinking also, because everybody's mind is having different solutions for the same problem. Suppose there is a problem, I have my own way of solving the problem. You will have your own way. So like that, everybody will have their own way of solving the problem. But we must come to a conclusion where the solution matches the problem. The solution is to the exact problem. What is the exact problem here? The vendor is not knowing, the street merchant is not knowing that the money is credited or not. So therefore, here only the critical thinking can be applied. It is not that compulsory we have to apply. We can apply that critical thinking process, even divergent thinking, as I told you, that is applying the logic, applying the imagination, whatever kind of thinking, everything can be applied in this step in order to produce one solution which is 100% matching with the real problem. After this step, what happens is the fourth step is the prototype. Prototype, as all you know, we are engineers, etc. We have, before releasing the product, whether it is a software product or whether it is a manufacturing hardware product, whatever product, we will have a design of the product, how the product will look. So prototyping is converting the ideas, taking the ideas and giving a solution in the viable manner, in the design manner, in the final, it is like a final product only. But why we call it as prototype means it is not the real product, because we can redefine, refine, try. If you fail, again success, try, fail, success, try, fail, success. That concept is applied to all the 5 steps, starting from the empathize, starting from the all the 5 steps, that is in design thinking, will work in the strategy of try, success, fail, or try, fail, success. That loop will be there. Okay, so after this prototype typing, we are having the product which is ready, which can be given to the user or the customer. So we can test it, how it is being used. To the people, we can give to them and how it is being used. So what the Paytm person did was, as I told you, he went to the market, the roadside market, and asked them and understood their problem, and he developed that voice message which is coming nowadays. When you go to any shop, even 10 rupees if you purchase, you are there getting the message. So that prototype was designed and given to the customer, and at that time they were satisfied. Here also there is a problem. So this happened in Maharashtra, which is a Hindi belt. But what is the problem? The vendor is can be from Tamil Nadu or Assam or from Bengal or whichever area. So here in India we have a problem that if I get Hindi message, I am somebody is depositing 10 rupees to my account. I am getting a Hindi message means I will not understand. So again, this was understood during the testing period by getting the feedback from the customers, that is various customers. It was operational in Maharashtra, okay, Hindi belt. If it comes to Kerala or Tamil Nadu or Andhra, the language changes. So this was analyzed, and now if you see that the machines which are very popular, whatever may be the online payment system, every small merchant to the biggest merchant, they are having that small machine where it replies in any language of your choice. If you want English, or English is okay, or Tamil or Malayalam or Hindi, whatever language. So that is all. That is the solution which we have got. So what happened to the Paytm company? Paytm company naturally has got more reach. Earlier, when Paytm came into existence, it was not nobody understood what is a Paytm, because we are all unaware. We are not used to online mechanisms. Even today, also not 100% digital. We have not moved. Everybody was afraid that my account, my money will go or not, etc., etc. But nowadays, if you see, everywhere you can see that Google Pay, Paytm, Phone Pay, etc. So this is where the concept of design thinking comes. And what happens to the company's revenue? It has increased a lot. They have improved their business. Their revenue has increased. Thereby, they get the more profit. So this is the application of design thinking. So I will summarize the points, 5 important steps. One is the empathize. What is empathizing? Uh, as understanding the problem. Next step is define the problem, then ideate, generate more ideas until you reach a particular thing. And fourth one is the prototype, and fifth, test, that is final step. So these 5 steps are very, very important for design thinking. So using these steps, all companies, all organizations say the design thinking can be applied to a product or a process, or that is product or a service company or a product based company. That is number one. Number two, even for an individual or for an organization, it can be used. And there is no hard and fast rule that it is sequential. No, it is not like that. It is not linear. It is not linear. It is can be, the steps can be changed. Okay, it is not linear, as I said. Now, when we say the process of the design thinking, there are two spaces. One is the problem space, and another is the solution space. Problem space is what the first two steps, that is empathize and define. These are the two important steps in which we try to identify the problem by having divergent thinking and convergent thinking. As I said, by having the logical thinking and by having the imaginative thinking. Okay, so once you define the problem, you get the answer. That is the solution space, where you have the later 3 steps, that is ideate, prototype, and test. Again, here also in solution space, the thinking is applied. That is, idea means not only one idea, there will be several ideas for a particular problem. So you have to divergify the ideas and come to a conclusion. Finally, you cannot have several products for a particular problem. Only one product, only one service. So therefore, converge that. So the first two steps, that is empathize and define, is coming under the problem space, and the later part will be under the solution space. So this is the process of the design thinking, which is very, very helpful for the for any company or any organization to increase or improve their businesses. Now, what is the focus? Where the company has to focus or the organization has to focus is First, we have to determine what is their business, whether it is a daily business or a monthly, like that, business oriented company, or it is whether individual user or it is a technology. When you apply this design thinking, we have to give focus on the opportunities that lead to our business or improve the users usability or the technology. See, when it comes to business, whether it is viable. The Paytm example I'll come. Well, you must think that whether this product, that tape recorder like instrument, is it viable? Well, will all the merchants or small vendors will buy? That is, he will think. He has to think. So what has happened is he himself has designed, developed that small radio, small instrument, and made it to and given it to the customers. So thereby, no need for the merchant or the customers to buy that small device. So we have to check whether it is viable or not. Then the user, whether the user will, suppose he is a merchant, whether he will be whether he is needing is in need of that. Everybody is going digital India, digital, etc. Whether it is useful for him, whether he is able to buy that thing, that also we have to think. Then technology. So what is the technology? We have to apply charging, and we have to have that battery, etc. I'm citing that Paytm example itself, that machine, small device which is there in every shop. So whether it is feasible or not. So what is the possibility? Can it be done or not? So it is like a continuous process where we have to think about how to apply and improve the viability, improve the business, whether out if the technology used, whether it is feasible or not, whether it is whether the product will be used by the customer, or whether the users will use it or not. In those ways, we have to give the focus when you start implementing the design thinking. After all the 5 steps, if you decide that your organization, okay, it is ready for design thinking, then you have to give the focus area. What is our focus, whether it is in business or technology or in the users. So as I said, that it is not a not a linear approach. It is a non-linear, where try fail will happen until you get success. So that machine was successful, and nowadays you can find in every shop, small shop or big shop, you can see that. This is the advantage, or this is the importance of design thinking, where it is naturally improving the business. So it is a part of innovation. It is not everybody is having that online app and all, but what they have done is even a small user was able to use that online Paytm or Google Pay, whatever it is. So this is the mechanism. Okay, now I'll tell you an example. I'll show a slide where, okay, are you able to see the slide? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, yes. This is a real problem which happened in the 20th century in London. So, what is the problem here? Can anyone state? Can anyone tell me what is the problem? Is it known knowns, or known unknowns, or unknown knowns? So, see, I will come back once again. For why do you think? Because there is a problem, we think. Okay, otherwise we not think. Okay, now I said there are 3 classifications of a problem: known knowns, known unknowns, and big unknowns. These are the 3 kinds of program. When you see this diagram picture, what does it come to your mind? Is it known knowns or known unknowns? Once again, I'll tell you what is known knowns means. You know the problem and you know the way to solve it. You know the problem. Hello.
Known knowns.
Okay, madam. So what is this problem? When the picture, I'll tell you the history of this picture. This picture or this situation arose in London in the last century, that is around 50 to 170 years back, and many people came into many people came to solve the problem. For example, naturally, the highways department, the PWD department, the government machinery will come. But this was solved by a 5-year-old kid. Okay. The same question I will put before you. What is the problem here? Can anyone say what is the problem here? Hello. The problem is the truck which was coming under the bridge was not able to cross it because the height was the length of that container was so much height that it got stuck up under the bridge. Okay, this is the problem. So if you apply that accelerator or if you give high full throttle, the lorry or the truck cannot come out of the bridge because it has got stuck up. So this is the problem. Is it correct? Is it correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and already the information on that bridge is there. That is only clearance up to 12 feet. So the driver was careless because he didn't know what is the length of the container. So he went like just he's riding a car or a small lorry. He just went under that bridge and he was stuck up. So this was a problem. So as I said earlier, the entire machinery, government machinery will come. Government machinery means the PW department, the highways department, the local people, everybody came, and nobody was able to solve this problem. Only one person, a small kid of 5 years age, was able to solve the problem. The same question I am asking you, what is the solution for this? The problem is okay, but what is the solution? Can anyone say what is the solution? Is this a problem or not? Hello? Anybody can answer. This is a problem or not? Yes, it is a problem. What is the problem? The truck up. We have to give the solution. So, as somebody said that it is known knowns. That is, you know the problem, you know the way to solve it. Known unknowns means you know the problem, but you are finding what are the ways to solve the problem. This is known unknowns. The big unknowns is blind spot. We do not know how to solve it. We know the problem, but we do not know how to solve it because we do not know the root cause. Okay, these are the three kinds of any problem, whether it is a research problem or whatever problem. So how do you solve this problem? We want the truck to pass the bridge, under bridge. It has to come out of the bridge. Can anyone give the answer? Hello. Yes, sir. Very good, sir. That is the correct answer, sir. There is no other answer. So we can give a clap to our sir who has given the answer. That was the correct answer, sir. They were thinking, now today we have got Google, etc., etc. You think 100 years back, very difficult to get the solution. So one small kid was there seeing that situation, and he gave the solution to puncture the tire so that we can have a trolley or pulling machine so that we can just pull out the truck under which is stuck up on the bridge. This was the correct solution. Now, here there is a thing here. We have to start thinking how to solve the problem. Without thinking, we cannot. Now that thinking itself, we have to categorize, that is empathize. Here the problem is the other passengers cannot come because there will be a traffic jam, and like that, so on and so forth. So the small kid was given a solution. This is you can just Google it and see. This is the solution. Now, here we can apply the concept of this. This may be a small problem to us, but whatever may be the problem, we can apply the concept of design thinking for any type of problems. But we should get a solution, permanent solution. Okay. Now, next diagram, I'll just show one diagram here. Here, there is no need for application of the design thinking. Here, we are having one drum, which is a petrol drum or some oil drum, and there was a person who can creatively think what to do with that drum. So what he has made a this one, what is that, cleaning vessel thing. Yes, that is wash basin. Yes, developed using that thing. Here we apply the creativity. Critical thinking it can be applied here. That is, you start thinking what should be done with that small drum, which is of no use. So what after thinking for a long time, you will get a solution that we can make a wash basin from that thing. So yeah, this is where we apply our thinking. So what I am coming to say is, design thinking can be applied to a problem where we need some kind of innovation, where we are able to increase our revenue, improve our business, etc. Okay, so design thinking naturally helps us in innovation. Innovation means what? As I already told you, there is already a product is there, but what are the things should be done to improve its performance? Now, I'll tell another example. Now, everybody, when the television came, we had a remote control where there were several numbers, several buttons were there. We were unable to use all the buttons. Even today, it is there, but in government TV, it is there. But generally, it was the situation. How to change the channel, we know, but more than that, we did not know. That was the situation. Now, what is happening? What has happened? We are having a remote where there is no button at all. We are having a remote which is having only a small kind of moving buttons. Just we can have a control in that itself. So anybody can use it. Who is having the small knowledge of switching on the TV can use that remote control. So that is the concept where, or thing where we apply the concept of design thinking. So earlier we were having the button remote control where several keys were there. Now we are not at all having that. We are having a remote control where we have no keys at all, only a scrolling thing just to move the channels, etc. Now this is where innovation is come. Now that remote control is an example where there is a product already. We have applied the design thinking and improved the design, improved the product, improved the viability usage. That is all. The users are now able to easily use the TV remote, etc. Now, it is agile method. The solving can be agile, not a customary kind of thing where we have to follow a linear steps or sequences. It can be agile also. You can do anything to solve a particular problem. Now, this naturally improves the design thinking. It helps you to solve the right problems. You have to think about what is the problem. That is very, very important. Now, design thinking will help you to solve the right problems. Finding the problem, that is the truck example, you have to find what is the problem. Then solving the problem, doing the thing right. One is doing the right thing. Problem finding is doing the right thing. So where you apply design thinking, solution is doing the thing right. So this naturally helps in innovation. When it comes to innovation, what happens? More number of TV remotes are sold. More people are using the TV. There is no problem at all to use the remote. It is hassle-free. No need to see the button, etc. What is the key, etc. Automatically, your mind will be set in such a way that switch on the TV, just to scroll or move the cursor. We can just change the channel or increase the volume, etc. This is an example. So, what has happened to the design thinking is many number of products have been come into the market. You can see every company, most of the company, as are using the concept of design thinking to improve their product and service. Improving the customer experience. This example is your remote control TV. Streamlining the process of business. It is not that age-old ways where there is a sequential steps. No, we can redefine and reframe the steps of even manufacturing also. Now you know about in engineering, re-engineering and reverse engineering has come. So like that we can apply any kind of method in order to solve the problem. This is where we apply the design thinking, generating the new ideas and developing the strategies to solve the things are the various steps that are there for the problem solving using design thinking. So where we are put up, where is our country now? You know about unicorns. Now, as I told in the beginning, the Ministry of Education is having several measures uh, to increase our India's global economy. So what happens is they are having several policies like NISP is there, startup policies there, like that. Many things are there. Now, due to this, what happened is in our country there are several unicorns which have come. Unicorn means a company which is generating a revenue of more than 100 crores. So more than 100 unicorns are there in our country today. Because of what? Because of the design thinking. So these are some of the popular companies, organizations which have achieved the unicorns. Unicorn means a single a horse with a single thing. That picture you can see. 100 crore business, whoever is achieving, are termed as unicorns in India. So there are several companies like PhonePe, Dream11, Zomato, etc. Dream11, the sponsor for Indian cricket team, Unacademy, etc. Now it is not only for a product-based company. Even in education, we can use this design thinking. You know about Unacademy. Even that Coursera is there, the MOOCs online course. They are all going into the concept of design thinking in order to solve their problem and improve their business. Now, Unacademy, everybody knows. Coursera, everybody knows. Zomato, everybody knows. Swiggy, everybody knows. PhonePe, like that. Almost most of the companies are using this design thinking in order to improve their business, thereby generating their revenue. So this is the thing. Now, when does it came? Now, you know about Airbnb. I'll tell you a small small video where the Airbnb. There is a company in America, San Francisco, I think, where it is a hotel-based company where they were looking for homestay. Homestay means about where people go and stay. It was not running their business properly. So what they did was they used this design thinking, and it was started in 2008, and they improved their revenue. And by 2012, what happens is it was able to generate more number of revenue because only of that design thinking. Even this design thinking is a course in Western country, in Harvard and all. They are teaching as a part. In India also, it has been introduced even in schools about the design thinking concepts. I'll just run the 1 minute video so that you can. So this is how that BNB improved their business. It was evident from that small video. So within weeks' time, it was able to run their business to double their business. That is what the results show. So naturally, this design thinking definitely will help everyone in their endeavors. As I told you, it is even for an individual or for an organization. So, as students, what you have to think is you have to start applying this concept of design thinking in every small problems you get. You might be doing the projects, you might be doing small mini project, major project, etc., and you just start thinking about the problem and try to solve it. No, the thinking is a very long process where if you start thinking about a problem, you will get more and more ideas. As our famous scientist Albert Einstein was saying, that even if he had an hour to solve a problem, he says that he will be spending 55 minutes thinking about the problem. Only 5 minutes he will think about giving the solution. So that is a very, very important point from the thing. Now, after thinking what it is, you have to categorize it as far as per the 5 steps. Naturally, you will get a solution which definitely improves the innovation of your thought process, whether it is a product or whether it is a process or whether it is a service, whatever it may be. Okay, so these are all what third and fourth order problems. Now it is not a impending problem where we have to solve, like the rains what happened in Chennai. It is now there we cannot go and empathize and all. So that is all first order, second order. We are going for the third and fourth order problem, like the example for the remote control, that Paytm, etc. Okay, so it is more a human centric approach because we are empathizing with the real customers, real users. We are going directly to the company or the organization goes directly to the customer or user and then tries to gather information, understand. That is why it is an human centric thing. Now we are able to solve any kind of problem, whatever may be the problem, which can be there in a product or in a thing, that can be solved by this concept of design thinking. Okay, and it is not a sequential or steps, like it, as I told, it is can be agile, it is iterative. That is, you can repeat until you get reach a point, you can repeat. This is what the leads to the innovation. Okay, so this is where I want to summarize my thing. And any questions if you have, the users can ask some questions. I'll just give a summary. So everybody has brain, and our brain, we have the neurons, which are the nerves which makes us to think. And the more number of neurons, the more number of thought process in your mind. So as you grow gradually, when we are born, there are several thousands of neurons in our brain, and when we grow up, what happens is naturally the neurons will die, and we stop. We cannot think that much because we get older when you grow. So what happens is the thinking process also gets reduced. The new number of neurons involved in thinking will be naturally reduced. This is what science is saying. And when we say that thinking, why do we think? Because there is a small problem, we think. What is a problem? Whatever it may be. I am starting to my college daily in a college in a bus. One day the bus does not come. That is a problem. And I'm going in a bike to a college. If there is no petrol, what happens? Naturally it stops. Then there is a problem. So these are the problems. These are problems for us. It depends on the organization. It depends on the magnanimity. Depends on the kind of problem, whether it is for an organization, or an individual, etc. So whatever may be the case, if we start applying the concept of design thinking with the 5 important steps which I told in the earlier thing, that is empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test, definitely you will be able to come to a solution for the problem. Thereby, if it is an organization, if you are having a startup, definitely your income or revenue will be improved and increase the business. And that is what everybody is expecting. Why your company, why is people are starting a business? In order to generate revenue, improve their business. So if you are getting more profit, more beneficial. So we can, if we apply a design thinking, naturally we have got several examples, several companies over the past 10 years or 10 to 15 years, where these companies, these organizations have applied the design thinking and improved their business. Even Google is, I think, applied. Apple, or you name the company, there is a different department itself that is working for the solutions, that is in design thinking. As I told, the design thinking not only involves a particular kind of department, it involves everybody, the user, the employer, everybody, whoever is knowing that about the product, they will be involved in the process of design thinking. Okay, so this is what I want to inform you, and I'll just have the summary. As I told, the importance of design thinking, the steps involved in the examples, and the process involved. So the problem space and the solution space, and the companies which have made progress in India, particularly in India, like Paytm, that Swiggy, Zoho, etc. I have definitely reached this unicorn, 1,100 crore business companies. Okay, so this is what I want to inform you within this 1 hour, and I am ready to take up questions from the audience. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I want to some feedback, 1 or 2%, sir.
Okay, sir. Participants, can you give your feedback? Anyone? Participants, can you give anyone feedback by turning on your mic? Participants, please. Okay, sir, let me propose. Okay, good session. Okay, sir, shall I propose vote of thanks, sir?
Okay, sir, as you wish, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, good evening to one and all. On behalf of management of St.Mother Engineering College, its principal, HOD, staff and students, I thank first of all Dr. E.K. Girisan sir of Sri Krishna Aditya College, Coimbatore, whose session was fantastic in design thinking and critical thinking. So, I had a nice 1 hour for today. So, thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. Also, I thank our management for permitting me to conduct this program, as well as I thank all the participants who have spared their time for participating in the program. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I will contact you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Participants, now I will post the feedback link. So, sir, I will send you the feedback also, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. So, kindly post your feedback in the link. Kindly post the link in the feedback link I have given here.